to Fury twice, lost to Dylan White twice, lost to Pulev on top of my head. And he doesn't seem to go away. He seems to find this extra life. I don't know where he gets it from, but how long has he got left?
Well, this is the thing. You know, he's not getting any younger now. What is he, 37, 38 years of age, something like that, 42 fights. All the names that you'd mentioned, lost to Carwell as well out in Monte Carlo. Like, you know, he's one of those fighters that sort of loses, then he bounces back with good wins against like Arthur Spilker, you know, where he pulled it, looked like his career was sort of over and turned it around. He turns it around with big wins. Yeah, I don't know what he's got left, if I'm honest. I don't know how long the train can keep running. You know, he gives it his all and he'll do it again. David Hayes got him in great shape. The team have got him in great shape. Yeah, and he'll go out there. And stylistically, by the way, this is going to be unbelievable. I think it's going to be a great, great fight. Derek, as we know, has got an unbelievable engine. He's a tough guy. But Parker didn't look particularly good, actually, in his last fight against Junior Farr. But then Farr, they've got history, them two. They've boxed a couple of times as amateurs, winning a couple of times each. And, yeah, it was just styles didn't gel well. But I'm expecting to see a better Parker here now. And interestingly, both guys come with new trainers as well. So Derek Chisora's teamed up with Buddy McGirt, who's a great tactician, good trainer. And yeah, Joseph Parker has ended up with Andy Lee up in Manchester and doing good stuff up there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what both teams bring to the table. Can they change things at this stage of their career? Well, can Derek change it at this stage of his career? I think that what we see with Derek is what you get. Derek's one of those fighters. I've known him since he was a kid, 17 years of age, before he had his first amateur fight. So I know him inside out and I know what he's like. He fights with his heart on his sleeve. And when he's up for it, he's up for it. And I know he's up for this fight because he knows now he's got to that stage of his career. How many times have we said it, actually, Raz, where you go, well, if Derek loses this one, you know, that's got to be the end. It's got to spell the end. We thought that, actually, when Dillian White knocked him out for the second time. I thought, that's it, he's done. He's finished. He comes back again, puts in a decent performance against Usyk. And you think, yeah, this is, you know, I think this is the last hurrah for Derek. But he knows that. And when his back's against the wall, he performs. So I'm expecting to see the best Derek Chisora, but also Joseph Parker, who's tough, man. Look at that fight he had with Dillian White, where he pulled himself off the floor a couple of times. 30 seconds to go, he's got Dillian gone all over the place. You know, he proved that he still belongs at top level. Two good fighters, two value for money heavyweights. And I know a lot of people are also pissed off about the fact that this is pay-per-view. You've got to look at what's on the card as a pay-per-view when we've got no crowds in on shows. This is the best card I've worked on for a long time, actually. You know, you've got like Chisora Park at the top of the bill. Then you've got Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas. Great fight. History as amateurs. Stylistically, that will be brilliant. Great fight. And Bivol versus Richards. Great opportunity for Richards. Got nothing to lose. Had him on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. He's up for it. He's going to give it everything. Bivol, one of the elite. You know, one of the elite light heavyweights out there. So I'm looking forward to that. But inactivity has been a big part of his sort of career. He's not boxing since 2019. So that's good. Chris Eubank Jr. against Marcus Morrison, a fight he should win on points. I'm sorry, he should win and win comfortably. He should win and win comfortably. But Morrison's coming off a good win out in Italy. He's buzzing. Sees it's a huge opportunity. He can hit a little bit as well. So, you know, it's going to be good, man. It's like, yeah, it's some great little things. Campbell Hatton as well. I'm looking forward to seeing his next fight. I had him on the podcast a couple of weeks ago now. The pressure's off his shoulders now. You know, there was a lot of pressure on a young kid going in, trying to fill the shoes of the old man, you know, and you could see that in his performance. He ran out of steam after 3 rounds or so. But I think we'll see an improved Campbell Hatton, who's a work in progress. Like, I think that, you know, just got to develop him slowly, take him along. And yeah, just let him, you know, sort of mature with age and get into it a little bit. Exciting, man. Really looking forward to this one. It is, for me, it is value. Listen, what is it, 20 quid, 19.95? For that, I think you're getting value for money. We've got some good cards, good fights on the bill.
Spencer, I want to go back. Obviously, you mentioned there about new trainers for Derek and Joseph Parker. We know Derek over the last couple of years has used multiple different trainers and people in his corner. So it won't be much difference to him. But in terms of Joseph Parker, it's his first time he's changed from Kevin Barry to Andy Lee. They've only had around 6 to 8 weeks. So is that risky with a short period of time to try to learn something new from a new trainer going into such a big fight?
Well, yeah, there is an element of risk around it. But also, I think that I think that they'll gel well together. I know Andy Lee, and Andy Lee's got an unbelievable wealth of experience. He's worked with top trainers. You know, Manuel Stewart used to look after him. He's got great knowledge. He's got great boxing IQ, and I think that he will add to Parker. Parker's a good fighter. Technically, he's a good fighter. Sharp hands, good feet, can box on the front foot, on the back foot, puts the shots together. And I think that it will be an added bonus having Andy Lee there to implement some more things into his style as well. So I think we may see a new, improved Andy Lee. I think that sometimes in a fighter's career, when they get to a certain stage of their career, he's 29 now, Parker, and he's been around for a while, former world champion, and looking for another shot. Sometimes they need to be refreshed, if you like. And I think that him sort of deciding to sort of pack up, leave New Zealand, come over here, get a new trainer, that tells you that he's still got a lot of drive, a lot of hunger, a lot of ambition. And I think that we'll see that in his performance.
Obviously, I know Katie Taylor, who's regarded as one of the best female fighters in the world, against Natasha Jonas. Obviously, they've had rivalry in the past as well. What do you make of that fight? And do you give Natasha an opportunity and a chance against Katie?
Yeah, definitely. I like that fight a lot. You know, Natasha Jonas is going into this one with no pressure on her shoulders. You know, her and Joe Gallagher have both said that, you know, that it's a fight where she has no pressure. It's just an opportunity. You look at her last fight, the draw that she had against Terry Harper, boxed out of her skin, and she can hit a bit, Jonas, as well. You know, I think she's had 11 fights, 9 wins, 1 draw, and 7 knockouts, you know, and 1 loss. But I think she sees this as a big opportunity. You go on boxers' last performances. Katie Taylor's against Delphine Bassoon was another tough fight, man. A lot of people felt that it was a fight that she had lost. She boxed Delphine Bassoon, but actually, I think both fights that Katie Taylor boxed against Bassoon were very close, and it was subjective scoring what you went for. You know, some people thought she won, some people she lost, but what it was 2 hard fights. I was there at ringside, man, for that second one. That was tough. You know, I sort of salute Katie Taylor. I think she is the pioneer for women's boxing, but that girl is an athlete. She's unbelievable. You know, the way that, it's great to watch. But Natasha Jonas is a great fighter as well. I thought she was unlucky against Terry Harper, if I'm totally honest. It's a fight I thought she won. She was unlucky to come away with a draw, but that will give her so much confidence going in that she'll know. And they've got history. They boxed. She beat Natasha Jonas in the London 2012 Olympics in the quarterfinals. Jonas put up a good fight, and they'd boxed previously as amateurs as well in a fight that Jonas told me she felt she had won the first time that they'd boxed. So she may just have the style to cause Katie some problems. Interesting fight, mate. But what you'll get there, Raz, that is a great fight. You'll get great 10-rounder there.
Spencer, last time we saw Chris Eubank Jr. in the UK, I believe, was when he fought James DeGale in a great fight in London. Since then, he went to America. I think he teamed up with Al Heyman for a little while and fought Koborov, which I think lasted 1 or 2 rounds because there was an injury.
2 rounds, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
And obviously, Chris hasn't fought for nearly around 2 years now. So he's obviously lost a lot of time there. But has he now need to step after Morrison? He gets through Morrison. He has to step up. He's got no other alternative but to get into those big fights.
Absolutely. I think that's what he wants as well, just to get rid of a bit of ring rust. Morrison's a good test for him, big opportunity for Morrison, but he's not expected to win. You know, Styles sort of make fights, and he's quite tall and sort of stands in front of his opponent a little bit, and sort of suited for someone like Chris Eubank. And Eubank, it's been a frustrating time because, you know, COVID kicked in. He spent, but that what I suppose on the plus side is giving more time with his new trainer, Roy Jones Jr., who will add something to his style, add a bit of finesse to his style. And I think it's a good move, you know, so they would have had time to gel together. I think we'll see something special from Chris Eubank. I'm expecting good things. He looks to have improved that. And you got to feel sorry for him a little bit because, you know, you look at the victories that he's had against, say, like Arthur Abrahams. People say, yeah, but he's a faded force. It was still a good fighter, world champion. And the same with James DeGale. And yeah, they were faded forces, but he got those victories. And he's been involved in some good fights. Billy Joe Saunders was a close fight as well back in 2014. But he's improved a lot since then.